And at 6:03, the statue of Robert E. Lee is now being lifted off the pedestal.
Let's watch.
Several reactions have occurred following the recent riots in Charlottesville, Virginia. One such reaction by the city of Baltimore was to remove Confederate statues of Robert E. Lee and Thomas J. Jackson. Similar statues in Lexington and Kentucky are also set to be taken down. North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper stated,
"We can't continue to glorify a war against the United States of America fought in the defense of slavery. These monuments should come down. Our Civil War history is important, but it belongs in textbooks and museums."
Supporters of this would argue that the statues are symbolic of the racism and oppression that occurred in the past, and argue that they glorify the actions of an oppressive regime. And to some extent, they are correct. The Confederate States attempted to secede from the Union in order to defend slavery. By many Americans, Confederate monuments and symbols are viewed as symbols of hate. That being said, defending the statues does not necessarily equate to supporting racism or even the Confederacy. And according to the New York Post, the majority of Americans want the monuments to stay. Many argue that removing them would be an attempt to erase parts of American history and Southern heritage, whether that be explicitly or implicitly. These are, however, only symbols and do not cause tangible harm to anybody, but their loss would be a blow to American history. Maine Governor Paul LePage equated removing Confederate statues to taking down the 9/11 memorial. He stated, "How can future generations learn if we're going to erase history? Whether we like it or not, this is what our history is." Donald Trump raised similar concerns on Twitter, calling the removal of monuments an act of ripping apart American history and culture. LePage and Trump raise a strong argument, but they agree that they are important pieces of American history that deserve to be saved. Nevertheless, the statues are a reminder of past events many wish had never occurred. The stark contrast between the racist past they represent and the egalitarian society America lives in today builds the foundation of a future in which all Americans can look forward to. But for now, removing these monuments will not ease the challenges facing the African American community in the 21st century.